Alright guys, so I'm back home. That did not necessarily go wonderful, but the car was having an extremely hard time starting hot. So he's gonna do a compression test on the car either tonight or later tomorrow. If the compression test comes back bad, I gotta figure out what I want to do. Yeah, let's hope that it doesn't come back bad. I'm Robbie.
I'm Quinn.
And today's video, this is actually part 2. We are going to be breaking down my RX7. So hopefully you've already seen part 1. If not, click right there. In that video, we built the RX7. In today's video, we're gonna be breaking it down because
I think it's fun a rear rotor bearing. Probably the sound it's making is clacking around in there, so we gotta see what's going on with it.
yeah, so stay tuned. Okay, to start undoing everything, we gotta take off the intercooler piping. We gotta take that. All we gotta do is take off this intercooler piping. We're gonna take off the upper manifold. We might take off the lower manifold, turbo, possibly exhaust manifold, turbo blanket, all of these lines. So that's just gonna be a good place to start once we get there. We'll see what else we need to take out. Cool.
Oh, it's a spring on it. Guess that makes sense.
How do you think it stays on?
It's gravity? I don't know. There goes both the springs.
Something is in Narnia.
Nah, here's one spring. Nice blanket.
Yeah, it's like a $150 blanket.
Seriously?
Yes.
Dude, I would've gotten the $20 one on Wish.
Just kidding. Probably be labeling bolts and everything.
I'm putting them all there. Look at how freaking heavy this turbo is.
Let's see if I can get in there. Yeah, we were so freaking close. Then Quinn decided to jam his
Electric
ratchet on a bolt or nut, and now we can't get it off.
If I can flick the switch. Oh. Nope. I am amazing.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so we just gotta finish taking off this exhaust manifold. Okay, so now that we have everything off, we're gonna kind of go through what all was on it first off, and then why. Well, first off, why did we take everything off? So we wanted access to both the exhaust ports and the intake ports, just so we could see the difference between the front rotor and the rear rotor. The rear rotor is where we're having issues. We will get to what we found in just a minute, but for right now, let's go through some of the parts that were on the car. Turbo blanket. You don't really want to skip out on these. So
a nice blanket too.
Yeah, this is a $150 turbo blanket. I got it from some racing shop online. I don't know.
It held up very well.
Yeah, it's held up really good. It's a titanium turbo blanket. Good quality. Highly recommend. We got intercooler piping. This is the CX Racing intercooler kit. So it comes with a blow-off valve, some piping. As far as quality on this stuff, it's not the best. The welds are okay.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. So, I mean, I think I paid...
That's like a $1,300 turbo kit, and I mean, nothing broke on it.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. It's held up quite well, but for higher horsepower applications, I would definitely go with something a little bit more sturdy. But for, you know, around the 300 to 400 horsepower mark, you can't really go wrong. I mean, this entire...
I said in a previous video, like, There's the $1,300 kits like this, and then there's nothing until like a $5,000 kit.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to spend $5 grand on your RX7, this is a really good way to go.
Yeah, exactly. So then we move on to the turbo. This is a T70 ball bearing turbo. It is from CX Racing. I paid either $400 or $600 for this. Regardless, for that money, I mean,
check it out.
I like it. I like it a
It
lot.
still spins really nicely.
See that? But it spins really nicely. You know, it's ball bearing, so it'll hold up. You can see from the front. No issues with this. I've liked this turbo a lot. Yeah, so then we just have the stock Turbo 2 manifold with the CX Racing, I think it's called the Loudmouth intercooler. No, I'm sorry, yeah, intercooler piping to throttle body coupler. And then this is my fourth lower intake manifold because I broke the first three. Well, actually, the first one broke. Here, I actually have it over here.
Did you have all three of them over here? Please tell me you do.
One. Oh, there's definitely a spider in this. 2. And 3. Yeah, so I'm not joking when I said I went through 4 different manifolds.
Wasn't this one an FD manifold?
Yeah, so this one was an FD manifold. I was going to, I actually have 5 manifolds then.
That's the old turbo manifold. I thought you returned one of them.
Well, I tried to return one of them, but the website was kind of shady, so they never got back to me. The reason why I have this FD manifold is because I bought the FD upper intake manifold, and the lower end manifold that's not here was supposed to connect the Turbo 2 lower to the FD upper, which didn't end up working, so I have an FD lower manifold. As far as other manifolds go, which one was it? Nope, that's not it. So this is the first one that I had. You can see for yourself the issue that I raised with that. It done be broke. This one also cracked. There is a crack right along there. No good. FD manifolds. Finally, we've got this one. This one is another Turbo 2 manifold. Works great. Fantastic. All the coolant ports are plugged. Whatever that delete is, delete. I just am skipping out of the name. And then we come to the exhaust manifold.
I'll say if CX Racing is one thing good, it's their exhaust manifolds look cool. They always do.
Yeah. So this is the exhaust manifold. It is for the Turbo 2, obviously, along with their 50 millimeter wastegate, and then custom wastegate dump tube. Thank you, Brandon, over at DBW. Highly recommend them. I'll leave links to their stuff in the description below. Check their shop out if you need anything Japanese related work done. Fantastic shop. Regardless, I never really got to test the wastegate itself just because we blew it up before we got to test it. But as far as quality goes, it's all really rock solid. It looks good. It doesn't feel like it's gonna crack. I mean, this whole thing weighs
probably 20, 30 pounds.
Yeah, probably close to 30 pounds. Yeah. Goodbye, Bolt. But yeah, for the most part and for what you get, like Quinn said earlier, and like I've mentioned in previous videos, you either pay kind of mid-level
There's GE-based stuff, there's CX Racing, then there's the top end stuff, custom stuff.
Exactly. So me first going into this build, I wanted to do kind of a budget build, which is why I went with the CX Racing stuff. And I'm a college student, so I don't have much money. But overall, it's all held up nicely for what it is and what you pay for. The only thing that I would have changed would frankly be the intercooler piping, just because it does feel more flimsy than everything else. But yeah, so these are all the main parts that are on it. We've also got some ID1050X injectors from Injector Dynamics. These injectors have been fantastic. I actually have these same injectors on my Evo over there. They've been great. Yeah, no complaints. The reason why we went with the aftermarket injectors is because that was one of the main reasons why we started to build this car and did not keep it stock. Is when we bought the car, the stock injectors were cracked. So, well, I had to replace the injectors, and you know, one thing leads to another, and now you've got $15,000 into a car. As far as other things that are on the car right now, we just got a Koyorad radiator. You can see the branding kind of down there. It's the CX Racing intercooler with some mangled mangled
Oh,
bracketry.
yeah. It was not like that one. But look, you can see it red.
Oh, good. I don't know if y'all can see that on camera, but
Here, let me get a light.
yeah, got it now. Yeah, they can see it. You can see the, yeah, that, we won't talk about that. But regardless, everything on the car has been pretty sturdy. Of course, we didn't really get much actual driving time with it, so can't really say much to that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Fuel lab, fuel pressure regulator, a few other things I'm probably missing. Wideband, you know, custom exhaust.
The stuff that goes along with putting a big turbo in a car.
Exactly. So now let's kind of walk through why we took everything off and show y'all why we think happened what happened. So we took everything off so we could see the intake and exhaust manifold ports, which I will actually show y'all right now. So we've got the intake ports up top and the exhaust ports down below. And through the exhaust port, you can actually see the rotors. It's probably not gonna be able to be picked up on camera just because it's, you know, so dark, but we'll give you a kind of a sound clip of what's going on. So as far as sound goes, it should just be like a kind of a puff of air.
You know how like we'll put a clip up of how your rotary should sound when it's turning over. And now this is how this one sounds. You can see it moving in there.
Oh, there's some resistance right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now that we have confirmed that the motor is indeed dead and needs a rebuild, and I've also confirmed with myself that I will be selling the car because, like I mentioned, I don't have the time or the money or the patience to do it right now. So this is going to be a 3-part series. As you know, this is part 2. Go ahead and go check out part 1 where we actually built this car. Part 3, just a disclaimer, could be next week, could be a few months from now. All kind of depends on when I sell this car. But we do have a couple special plans planned for that video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Y'all take care and stay original out there. See ya.
Perfect.